Hey friends, this is Hannah D. Chef here. Hannah Martin is my name. I want to welcome you to this journey. We're going to be sharing on this page with my student Devin, who's going to be competing in North Carolina Skills USA competition. She has consented for us to follow her through her journey. And if you want to come along, you'll be able to see how she's training to get ready to compete in the culinary portion of the Skills USA competition. Now, Devin is a enthusiast. She is going to be and is a great student, and we are basically starting from scratch. But I promised her that if she kept her head down and allow me to teach her, that she will leave with something. She won't leave empty-handed. But our goal is to win the whole thing. So here she is as she's starting to work on the components of the test. Now, during this competition, she's going to have to butcher a protein. It could be a chicken, it could be a fish. She's going to have to butcher a protein. She's going to have to build stock because she needs to make a clear soup. She needs to create an entree from a basket, just like on the shows. She's going to be given a basket. We'll know what the basket is within 3 days. But my goal is to take her through every type of scenario that she could possibly face. And we're going to get her prepared for it. I love the fact that she's so teachable. I can't say too much about what it is when someone not only has a desire to do something, but they allow you to teach them. So she's already ahead of the game. She does not come with a whole lot of cooking skills, but again, she has some very good base knowledge that is going to, help us to move up in time. So right here, I'm helping her to get her vegetables prepared so that she can build the stock that she needs. She's already preparing mentally to butcher this chicken, which she's never done before. But she did great with that. So getting her to crude cut all of her vegetables now so she can start her stock ahead of doing everything else because that's going to have to reduce. And one of our main things that we're going to have to teach here is time management. They're going to be given 2.5 hours, I think. It may be 3, but 2.5 hours is our base. So I'm trying to teach her to prepare the things that will take the longest first. So she's going to get her stock going before she does anything else. We're going to mise en place during the process. She's going to gather all the things that she needs to cook her entree. They have a pantry. We have a list of things that we can have access to in the pantry, but our focus is going to be mainly on her cooking techniques. So I got to get her through how to get the vegetables cut down, how to get her aromatics put together, create sachets, all of those things that will go into her stock. But she'll learn that the stock is going to be the most time consuming, and because it needs to build that flavor, that's going to be what sets her dish apart, the flavor that she's able to build. So right here, she's cutting down her vegetables again. And then we're going to, get her together so that she can get her stock. I have another student who's going to be doing the baking portion. We're going to get him in here soon. You'll be introduced to him as well, and we'll let you follow his journey as well. So here she's already put her her pot that she's going to use together, and I'm getting her to show that she has to maneuver around the kitchen. Again, this is something that she doesn't really know about other than seeing it on television. And right here you can see that seeing something on TV and doing it is something totally different. So we're going to get her comfortable with being in the kitchen. I'm showing her how to work smart and not hard by not carrying pots of water. We have tables with wheels and she can use those to get, her heavier things from the pots, from the stove to the countertop. So here we go. I introduced her to Miss Betty, the chicken, and she looks a little bit intimidated. I was telling her what to do, and she was like, man, you cannot be serious. But again, we may get a chicken on competition day. We may get a fish. So we'll be butchering a fish. And I think the other was a pork loin, which would be the easier of those three proteins. But more than likely, they're going to do a chicken. And so that's why I'm kind of starting with the chicken. And since she's never butchered a chicken from scratch, we definitely need to get her started on that. And this won't be the last one. This is her first, but it won't be her last during our time. We got to get ready for the end of March. So competition is March 20th. And so we're going to, do all that we can to get her ready for it. And so you see here, she's meeting Miss Betty. And I'm showing her how to go about getting her ready to be butchered. And you probably saw, you may not have noticed that she reached down in there. I said there's a surprise in there. And she reached down to grab the bag and move that to the side. So here is Devin getting ready to butcher Miss Betty. And here I am teaching her about how to feel and teaching her the anatomy of a chicken. Just basically how many pieces she should get out of that chicken and how that's going to happen. So again, I'm letting her feel the anatomy of the chicken, and so that she knows where to make her cuts. Another thing that's really kind of scary for me is these knives are super, super sharp. And so I'm probably more nervous than her because I'm trying to teach her how to make the cuts without actually cutting the meat on the internal walls of the chicken, because I told her that she could probably be counted against for that. So that might count against her if she butchers the chicken. So as you see here, she made her first cut down the spine of the chicken really well. So now I'm trying to help her to position it so she doesn't cut herself, and again not cut the chicken internally, but to get that bone out. And really, this is like the biggest part of butchering the chicken. Now she's got the spatchcock chicken there, and I told her she was halfway home. So give a little push there, flip it over. It's telling you the anatomy right here. I'm just explaining to her the shape of the chicken parts, so that when she's cutting, she'll again be careful about cutting the meat of the chicken that shouldn't be cut. Right here, I just told her to take her time. It was like a surgical procedure. You just follow the shape of the leg around, remembering that you got a very sharp tool in your hand, and just take your time this first time. And after she gets some reps in, she'll be able to go a little faster. And so the skin can kind of create a delusion that you're cutting meat when you're really not. So that's what I'm doing here, cutting the skin away so she can see the actual chicken itself, and she can maneuver around the leg. But as you see, she got through it. The skin was kind of throwing her a little bit. She was spending more time on that than necessary. But as you see, we got one leg quarter, and so she's she got a better understanding. She has a better understanding of the anatomy now. And again, just positioning, all of these things she has to get comfortable with because she's never done it before. But again, she's cutting through the skin, cutting away from the meat, and I've could not emphasize enough, please don't cut the chicken, you know, apart from the joints and getting it taken apart. So you see me assisting there, trying to get everything out of her way that does not need to be cut. And as she gets comfortable with the knives, there's another perfectly executed leg quarter.
All right, now.
So now
Let's go ahead and
she's
clean
down
all
to
this
the
up.
breast and the wing.
Get all that off of
I'm
there.
going to have her to give
Don't
me
cut the
one
meat.
separation, cutting the
Sure you
wing
get
apart,
this
and then
in.
I'm going to ask her to leave one half of the breast with the wing intact, because we could prepare two different styles of breast for a dinner. So
All right, clean that up.
she's taking the wing off of one. Here she's still cleaning up the chicken, taking out skin and bones that, you know,
All right,
don't
so
lend
now,
to the
you
cut of
pop
meat
that
that she
already.
wants. So
So that's the bone
I'm
right
showing
there in
her
the
that
middle.
that
Go ahead and
breastbone
bend
is
that back and pull
there,
that bone out.
how to take that out. She could just lean into it and pop it, pull that right out.
This takes a little bit more.
So
I think I'm
she at this point she was recognizing what she was working with, and you know, was feeling more comfortable with what she was doing. So after pulling out that middle bone, all she has to do now is give us a center cut down the middle, and then she will have two breast
So when you
pieces.
grab it the next time when you do
And
one,
so
and you
did
pop
a
that
great
back,
job. She
make
did a
sure
great
you
job
know
with
it's
that.
under it.
There you go. All right, so
And,
you got a clear line right there.
You know, she was
ahead
talking to
and
me about, you know, how hard
just
some of,
let that knife sink in like
you know,
butter,
pulling the
pull it down.
bones out and stuff, where I told her that, you know, she's going to have to develop, you know, strength in those areas, because, I mean, while it might look easy, sometimes, you know, it takes a little muscle
You might even just lean on
to
it.
deal
Lean on the
with
knife and
meat,
pop that
especially
bone.
when you're butchering,
All right, hold it up.
you know, your
See what you got.
protein. It takes a little muscle. So here you
Nice.
see we
That's
have
a
another
clean cut. Now,
nicely executed
I'm gonna leave
breast
one,
portion.
and we're gonna
So
cut
I'm going to
one.
have her to take the
Just
wing
like we're
off
gonna
of
leave
one of those.
these, and we're gonna cut one.
Okay.
So
It's very tricky.
that's gonna
It's
be
very
holes.
tricky
Now,
in that
here's a trick with this.
you know, there's a
You've
joint
seen
there,
a wing. There's a
and
round.
you have to kind of cut
So
around,
feel
follow it
that
around.
there's a
And
joint
then you
right
have to
there.
know also what your
right there.
chicken parts
Right.
look like.
So what
You know,
you
I'm
gotta
telling
do,
her to kind of envision
around.
this,
what you
just a
wanna
wing
feel,
on a plate, and
put
you know,
your
that'll
hand
help you sometimes with the
in the
execution.
joint.
But
It's right there.
I'm getting her to feel the joint in there. Sometimes that helps,
Right?
you know, when
So
you're,
that's where
you
your
know,
knife is
working
gonna
with
go.
cutting it. And so I told her she
You're gonna
just,
make
you
your
know, just
first
got to
cut
get in
into the
there.
meat right
So
there in that joint.
I've given her guidance on,
Trying to make sure I
you know,
got
how
I
to
know.
maneuver
I know, 'cause you
around
cut once, that's
that
it.
joint part
You don't
of
wanna
the
butcher, they're
wing.
gonna judge you
And
on your cut.
I think here is
So,
when I kind of started it
it's-
for her. I started it, and no, I think I probably
So,
took it off.
I usually
But
come in
anyway,
from this way.
she's gonna, I think she's gonna complete it. I just started it, got her through that joint part, which can be a little hard to get around. But I got her a good start right there, and she was able to glide right through it and get it done. I told her even in that joint there was a bone that sometimes might need to have a little pressure put on it and pop it away. But there you go. She's got a nice wing. It's got a nice joint piece on it. I folded it, and she's got a nicely executed breast right there, piece of breast meat. So she's gonna clean that up a little bit. The other one we're gonna leave intact, because again, there are two different styles of chicken breast that we could serve or could be served. So I wanted her to see how to do both of them. And so after she cleans that up a little bit, we're going to continue with the stock. Now keep in mind, she did put her stock on, and
Don't
with
let
that,
the
I
bone
told her
be
that we
in
were going to
there
add some of the parts of the
distract you
chicken that
from
we're
what the shape
discarding,
of the food is,
like
because that's
those
where people
giblets,
butcher. That's how people,
that bag surprise.
massacre meat,
We're going to put
because
that in the
they're
pot,
not keeping in mind
and
that
we're
there's a
also going to
shape. This
put
thing needs
that
to look
chicken
like
back
something.
Yeah.
in the
When you
pot.
start cooking, let me see
And
what
then,
you're working.
so she, for the competition, she's going to have to do several different cooking techniques.
Right on it.
So
Okay.
when you're dealing with proteins, you could
All right,
either
so that's
sear
what
them,
chicken. You did
you're
great.
gonna saute,
Go ahead and
or
pop
you're
that
gonna
skin
braise
off.
them, and then you're
Don't
gonna
cut your meat.
steam them or stew them. So we are now
Skin just peels right
working
off.
on her getting the chicken parts into a fry pan so she can go ahead and get a sear on them.
Do you want me to trim the fat?
I told her that this
Make
is
it
a
look
technique
pretty.
that seals in the flavor.
shape
So
of the chicken.
she's gonna have to season her chicken up. Once she seasons it up, she's gonna have to get it into
Always
a hot
start at the
pan
top.
to get a
Just come
good
on around
sear on
once
it,
and
which is
cut.
a
Don't-
seal.
don't like
Seals
chopping.
in
Start
all
at
of the
top.
flavor. We probably won't have time to do a
'Cause your
saute, so
knife
she has to
is
season
sharp.
very well
That's not a toy. So you
on the
can-
fly,
so you got a
and
good boil
get
that
everything
coming along with your
executed
stock now.
in a good time frame.
Um,
So here she has
take
cleaned
your
up
pan
the breast, and now we're
into
going to
your
move
pot.
over to
You
her
gonna put your
stock,
chicken back in there.
and she's going to go
Open
ahead
that
and
up.
put the remainder the
Go ahead and
contents of
put
the
that
bag
all
is
of that
going
goes
in
in that pot.
to her stock. You see we already got a good boil on the stock. It's coming right along. She's going to put those parts in there, and she's going to put that chicken back in there.
Very good. Don't worry about
And then
it.
we're going to go ahead and get back to
All around in that pan, just make sure the bottom is coated.
seasoning. So here you see she did get a good sear. Now she's braising. She's using some of that liquid that she created to put a braise on the chicken. And yeah, stay tuned.